is the Riot Podcast. A good old happy Monday to everybody.
Hopefully everybody
September
had
12th.
a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, we totally did. I think nobody had a better weekend than Isaiah, it sounds
You
like.
were the most excited coming
I
in.
am. I feel good today. I'm so very tired. I forgot how much winning just takes it out of you. I mean, when you win so much,
You've
it feels so
not
good.
experienced it in a while.
It's been a long
Browns
time.
fan.
A Browns fan. Obviously, we had the off season, so like in the summertime and stuff, you don't really win on the weekends. So yesterday, the big win for the Browns took it out of me. Hudson, you look refreshed today, though. You don't look tired at all.
look
That's because
good.
Packers lost.
Packers to the didn't take it out of him quite as much, I guess.
One thing maybe you'll get to understand one day, maybe you understand it as an Ohio State fan, is when you just are so used to winning that
This is just a bump.
Right, one loss doesn't do anything to you, but like the flip side is when you win so often, it doesn't take as much out of you either because you're just so used to it. It's a little, actually, it's kind of sad. It makes it a little less exciting to just win so frequently.
Like Ohio State obviously had a big blowout on Saturday, and for that it was just like expected for me.
Right.
And so like wasn't really that special. I was just like, oh yeah, we won as we should.
So what's the game this weekend for
So
the Buckeyes?
this weekend, I don't know who the Buckeyes play this Saturday.
Week off?
No, we don't have a week off.
Let's
Not this
see.
early on. It's going to be somebody that I assume is not going to be very good.
I like evening games so much better.
Yeah.
But I know in the beginning when they're not
Oh.
big teams, it's just like during the day.
It's not going to be
You got a
evening.
tough test coming up.
What?
Toledo.
Oh.
The University of Toledo.
Is that going to air
An
anywhere?
in-state rivalry. I think
It
it's on
says it's a
Fox.
night game.
Yeah.
It
I
is
believe
not?
It's
7 p.m.
7 o'clock on Fox, I think.
How so? A
right.
blowout like this at 7 o'clock at night?
Well, good for them.
That
Good for
tells-
Toledo.
That
That
means
pays
it must
for Toledo school for like the next 10
It
years.
does.
that means it must be a really weak schedule across the board too. That's
Yeah.
the Saturday night
Well,
7
they
o'clock
know
game.
for certain teams, people will watch no matter who they
That's
play.
exactly
Yeah, that's
right.
facts.
You guys are case in point right here.
Mm-hmm.
You two. All right.
So we also touched on some new Disney Plus news. We talked about Lion King prequel, a little bit about the Little Mermaid trailer, the Santa Claus trailer, and then Inside Out 2 as well.
And what is something out of that? We didn't get to talk too much Lion King. What do you guys think about the Lion King?
I grew up, I enjoyed Little Mermaid more. That was always a favorite. And I loved Inside Out. I thought that's something
Me
I could
too.
still cry on.
I like Inside Out too.
Like that hit home.
Yeah.
And so that out of the two.
Oh, you played hockey and didn't like broccoli too?
I know broccoli pizza.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just me.
I like Inside Out. I guess I said this before, but I just think that Pixar has not been nailing it with the sequels. They've
No.
been kind of bad.
Disney has not been.
That's right.
A lot of the stuff I know they're focusing on it, Disney Plus items, but it's just not been
That's
anything
actually
major.
true. Disney's kind of had a rough run. If you just were to look at the movies and TV shows they've been putting out lately, outside of a few Marvel things that have actually been legitimately good, they've actually
That's been a while too.
They've kind of been hitting a bumpy little trail here.
Yeah, the whole Disney Plus thing. I feel like I just am not as big of a fan as when they put the series out on Disney Plus. I feel like it's just not as good as any of the movies are. Whenever they've done the Marvel stuff too, it doesn't seem like it's as quality of cuts.
It doesn't feel as special anymore either when it happens. So I mean, you're getting a new Disney Marvel episode every week and a new different show coming out every month. It just used to feel special and important, and now not as much.
Well, we talked about, I don't know if it makes it in the podcast, but some of the bigger things that couples argue about. And I did argue with Eric about something over the weekend. He was watching She-Hulk. And I was like, why
He was
are you
not.
watching it?
What?
And he said, well, he has to because he still feels like he needs to
Watch it all?
Watch it all. And I was like, you
Yeah.
are not supposed to watch something that horrible.
I know.
And he's like, and I asked him, I was like, how is he? He's like, it's bad, but he still feels like he's, watching through it.
Yeah. Did he watch Miss Marvel too?
Probably. I think he's watched everything up until then.
That's what I'm worried about too. Is that we're gonna run into a movie coming up here soon.
You're gonna miss something.
Yeah, and it's gonna be who the heck is that person? What is their significance? And if you just watch Miss Marvel, you would have known.
Well, Disney, I wanted to let you know that was an argument because I told him to stop watching it. And I think he's going to still, make his way through it.
He's going to power through.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very end of the podcast, we talk about some green flags and job interviews that you can look for to make sure that you are taking the right job.
Well, I guess it shows it's a good sign, those green flags, even if they are, maybe they're not what they seem to be, at least it shows the company is putting in effort to try to make you want to come there. That's actually another one that people pointed out is that we did not mention is a lot of jobs now will act like they're doing you a favor by offering you a job. Like, oh, wouldn't you love to come here?
Sure.
Your life would be, hopeless without us, without this job. But a lot of times, like, they need to be winning you over too. They don't know how many job offers you have and what other options you have.
I don't know. I'll leave you with this. So, guys, I think a flag's a flag. So whether it's green or red, it's still a flag.
Or checkered.
Checkered, like
It
you
means
still want to watch out.
You've hit the finish line. I don't know what that means, but something to watch out for.
Well, enjoy the podcast today. Make sure you text and say hi at 877-2-RADIO-U if you ever want to be featured in tomorrow's show, or if you have a thought on something that we talk about.
And we'll catch you then.
Bye.
See you guys.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Good morning, Isaiah.
Good morning.
You doing all right?
I am feeling incredible today. Let me tell you.
We thought Isaiah was sick, but you're just saying you cheered so much for the Browns yesterday that your voice is gone.
When your football team goes 1-0 for the first time in 18 years, there's no way you're not going to lose your voice. And so when you score that many touchdowns and kick a game-winning field goal, you're just going to have to take one for the team and know that Monday is going to be a little bit rough for you.
You mean you actually had a good Browns game?
It was incredible. I mean, there's no better feeling than winning the first week. It sets the tone for the entire season. If you didn't win this week, I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know how you're at work today.
Before their next game, you're going to have to recover more, or you won't be able to handle the season.
I don't know how I'm going to do this working at the radio station. If the Browns are going to be this good,
That's what I'm
there's
trying to
no
say.
way I'm going to be able to work on Mondays.
He has clearly got his priorities out of line because your voice is your moneymaker.
It is my moneymaker.
And you sacrificed it because the Browns won.
If the Browns win every Sunday, as I expect them to do, there's no way I can even come in on Mondays. I don't know if I can even do this.
We have sick days or bereavement days.
Yeah.
There's no Browns days.
We need some Browns days. I would like to swap those out for my sick days. I'm not using my sick days.
To me, Browns days sounds like the day you take off in mourning after the Browns lose. Because that's commonly what it would be used for.
See, that's what it used to be, Hudson. It's different now.
It's not the same old Browns. One game,
it's not the same old Browns.
This is what I wanted to warn about. So this is it's the first. This is our Monday tradition of going through after the NFL games and just
first
looking
big
at
weekend.
after a big weekend. And I caution everybody. Obviously, there's going to be overreactions every single Monday after you get a bunch of games, a bunch of exciting stuff happens. You're going to overreact, but no more so than after week one, where you only have one game to overreact to for each team. And so it looks like that's this, for half the teams. Well, it looks like they're not going anywhere. Bengals lost the first week.
Aww.
Joe Burrow, 5 turnovers. Guess they're not going back to the Super Bowl. Packers only scored 7 points. Looks like they're not going anywhere this year. But no, it's the first game of the season. Unless you're the Dallas Cowboys, you've still got everything in front of you.
So
you still got everything right in front of you, even if you lost last week.
Did the Packers win or did they lose?
No, they scored 7 points.
So I don't know. Does that mean they won or lost?
That means they lost.
They lost? Okay, I wasn't sure.
That's not good. It was particularly infuriating. So, Nikki, the story of the Packers is their best receiver, possibly the best receiver in the league, Devontae Adams. He's been Aaron Rodgers' go-to guy for the past, since he joined the team. But he left this offseason, and they didn't really replace him with anybody comparable. They just have a bunch of rookie receivers and then some super old guys. The first offensive play of the game, we've got one of these rookie receivers, Christian Watson, open 75, basically
a walk-in touchdown.
Yeah, they're going to get a touchdown. The ball falls right. Aaron Rodgers places it. Could not have placed it more perfectly.
Oh, so it wasn't his fault.
It falls right through Christian Watson's arms, and they never recovered after that.
I kept seeing people say Aaron Rodgers and all them should have shown up for practice. Ahead of time. When you're, but again, it doesn't matter. It just matters that the Browns won for Isaiah.
That's
exactly.
Right.
We don't have to talk about how the Packers disappointed a little bit because it's just week one and the Vikings are a good team too. Mm-hmm. And so I think especially for the Packers, they have a lot of new receivers that they're trying to get figured out. And so it's not going to be week 1 or 2 or 3 that they're going to be really cooking. But down the line later in the season, Aaron Rodgers will get it figured out.
You guys want to talk college real quick?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
What was the big game was Alabama, Texas.
Yeah, I watched some of that.
Yeah? What did you think? What do you make of it?
I didn't watch enough to remember to make it.
You could have just not said anything,
I want you to know I tried.
She's like, I did watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, I watched Notre Dame lose, Ohio State win, and I watched some of that.
Yeah, that's right. Notre Dame lost too. That was a big one. What do you make of it, Isaiah?
Of the Alabama-Texas game?
Yeah, and just the college weekend in general.
I obviously wish the Texas would have won. They definitely blew it at the end. There was a couple, and I hate to do it, but there was a couple calls that I did not agree with. One, especially the safety call, where they called the roughing the passer, where it was so obviously not a roughing the passer. But at the end of the day, Texas didn't do enough to win. Wish they would have. I'll be interested to see where Alabama is in the rankings today after a very close game against not a very highly ranked team.
Yeah, I feel vindicated after that game, and I'll tell you why. I predicted, if you recall, that Alabama and Texas would both make the college football playoff.
He did.
You did.
And they sure looked like Texas sure looked like a team that can make the playoff, huh?
Yeah.
It's just that their quarterback is now injured, so that's a tough one. We'll see how they recover from that. But man, what a game though! Wasn't it just so fun?
Everybody,
It was such a good weekend.
It was.
I don't know. Take your vitamins this week. Get healthy. Protect your voice, Isaiah. Like you can't be out this quickly in the football season.
Go Brownies, baby.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Of course, news of the Queen, Elizabeth, passing away last week. That was very sad at the age of 96. But one of the main questions, when a queen dies, you get a lot of questions. One of the main questions was, in fact, I think the top question on everyone's mind, what happens to her corgis?
Yeah, the dogs that she has.
Yeah, do they become queen, or how does that work?
I think that shows what a lot of our news is, because I got pushed that a lot, like especially on TikTok, and Facebook, because I watch a lot of the dog videos, and so they're like, well, you'll want to know about this.
Yeah, of course. Well, I have the answer for you, and I'm afraid I have some bad news. The corgis, they're not. It's not the worst news.
They're not being put down.
No, that'd be quite extreme. It's not that. But unfortunately, the corgis are now going to go to Prince Andrew and his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, who live at the Royal Lodge in Windsor, even though they are divorced. They still live together. And so Muick and Sandy, I don't think I knew. I definitely didn't know.
You didn't know the names?
corgis' names.
They were
Muick and Sandy
gifted by
will be
them.
going to Prince Andrew and his ex-wife. So yeah, I didn't know that either. That both of the corgis were gifts. Muick was a gift from Prince Andrew in 2021, and Sandy was a gift from Princesses Beatrice and Eugenia. I don't even know who those. I've never heard of them before.
I think that's their kids.
Who's
Those
Andrew?
two, yeah.
Andrew and
I
Sarah.
think.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
You're not going to be impressed with our knowledge of the royal family, all right? You'll be more impressed with our knowledge about corgis.
Yeah, right. But so they each gave those corgis to the Queen, and that's fairly recently then, because it looks like they were both gifted to the Queen last year.
Did you see? This is interesting. This is the news you guys want to hear.
This is what we came here for.
She owned more than 30 corgis in her entire life.
Dang.
That's a lot.
That's like 2 for every prime minister that was that served during her time.
So she first received Susan, a corgi, on her 18th birthday from her father.
Oh, that's
Oh,
very
they had
sweet.
a corgi room? Wow.
Wow. Do you ever think it would totally be different if you were the Queen? Because if somebody gifts you a corgi, I don't think they have to ask first, because you're the Queen. If you don't feel like you can handle the Queen, if you don't feel like you can handle the corgi, you've got people that can deal with that. But for us, if somebody just gave us a dog as a gift, that'd be tough, because we may or may not want another. We probably do want another dog, but can we handle another dog?
Well, here you're told not to give dogs as gifts.
Yeah, right. That's, it's one thing to give a dog probably to your kids, but just to other people in
You're
your
not
life,
supposed
probably,
to.
yeah, I would advise against that.
So they say reportedly the corgis were always fed fresh rabbit and ground beef by a chef. Some of the corgi names over her lifetime: Whiskey, Sherry, Sugar, Myth, Mint, Buzz, Brush, Gordy, Smokey, Dash Time, Disco, and Dipper.
There was multiple dashes. Oh no, wait. I think you read that one twice.
Oh yeah.
Those are some good names,
That's
though.
it, Dime.
You think she named those corgis?
I feel like they were just drinking, and they're like, "Here, let's just name it whiskey."
Whiskey, of course. Yeah, mint. Or
it's items that go in drinks.
Yeah, mint, Buzz, Dash. That's got a smoky taste. You're right. This is all.
Hand me the Dipper.
Yep. Oh, give it a sugar rinse. You are 100% correct. That's where all the names come from. Well, now you know that the corgis are. Their life might have changed for the worst after the Queen's passing.
Well, I wonder if they're still getting the fresh rabbit and the beef.
Yeah, hopefully.
Do they keep the chef? Oh.
You have to feel bad for the chef now. He has to go live with Prince Andrew, too.
He's got to go over there.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
Now, over the weekend, it was the Disney D23 Expo. They do that it's like a special convention where they announce a lot of news about their Disney parks, their Disney movies and TV shows and stuff. So we've got a roundup of a lot of the movie and TV news that they came out with yesterday.
Yeah.
Which one? You guys see the list here. Which one do you want to talk about first?
I thought the Santa Claus's trailer was good.
That
Anybody
was
else?
what I was going to say was the thing that impressed me the most. The thing that I'm now most excited about. I've got basically like 5 things here. The Santa Claus's trailer was the positive. So that is Tim Allen returning as Santa Claus, but he's going to retire. He retires in the show, and so they're looking for the next Santa replacement. And the trailer actually, it sounds like the type of thing that could be really tacky and like lame. Oh, we're just finding something they can put out for Christmas.
That's what I was thinking.
That's true. That is true.
I think there's still some potential there.
Based off of the trailer, though, like, are we all in agreement? Like, it looked pretty funny from the trailer.
I think so. I think that looks fun. I don't mind a Christmas show.
Yeah, I like it. I think it looks like it has some potential. Obviously, are you guys going to spoil who the person is that's in the trailer?
Oh, if you
should
haven't
we
watched
spoil it?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
We want to give a countdown spoiler?
Yeah, of
you
course.
Got 3
Get ready.
seconds.
It's in the trailer.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't watch the trailer.
They haven't seen it yet.
Even for the Santa Claus.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
1.
Peyton Manning.
What do we think about that?
It was weird seeing him on there. I like him, and I think he has like a good sense of humor. I don't know how his acting skills are gonna be. Like, I don't know, because even like in the part that he was in there, he was kind of like cringy funny. Was kind of his thing.
I think that's just him though.
I know. I don't know how that translates to a movie though, because that's not like usually what movies are like when they have like someone who's trying to be funny in them. It's not usually cringe funny, which is like his typical sense of humor.
If you pop in, that's one thing. But if you're like the
whole movie,
the whole thing, and it's you, it could be different. But that's coming out on November 16th.
And so that is it's 2 episodes. Oh no. So it's a series, right?
It's a series.
And that's going to run, I guess, does it say how many episodes total?
Probably just all through Christmas.
Yeah,
I hope so.
That is another reason why this is something I'm actually really likely to watch. Because at Christmas, obviously you want to watch the classics, but it's always good to throw something new into the mix, and there's not always something new and Christmassy worth watching. But this feels like something that I bet you a lot of people will wind up dipping into.
On November 16th, they're doing 2 episodes for its premiere, but they'll have more.
Got it. So then the other trailer that I saw was for the live-action version of The Little Mermaid. You guys seem
to really be riveted by it.
I'll tell you right now, that's not what I'm going to be tapping into based off of the trailer alone.
It looks horrible. There's like this woman singing and...
Ariel?
I guess teenage girl singing. She's supposed to be a mermaid. She doesn't even look like she's underwater.
Well, it's a hard thing to. It's like with the Aquaman movie.
Well, then don't do it.
Well, she has to be under there if they're going to make this movie.
They don't have to make it. It looks bad. The first Little Mermaid is problematic. Are they going to fix that too?
I don't know.
If they aren't fixing the issues with the first one, then what's the point of making it look worse than the cartoon version looked?
Well, what about the Inside Out too?
I liked Inside Out. Inside Out's a good movie.
Inside Out is possibly top 5. It's fringe top 5 Pixar. I don't understand Inside Out 2. And did you guys see that Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling at the moment are not supposed to be a part of it. They are the voice of fear and disgust.
Allegedly, Amy Poehler was offered $5 million for her role, and then every other feeling was offered $100,000.
Oh,
No
wow.
way.
Yeah,
You're
that's what
out of
they
your mind.
That's insane.
Talk about anger.
Oh, Nikki, you've
It's a
done
little
it.
inside-out humor.
Yeah. Now, how do you think?
disgust.
Also, there's really no details on it, but they say here that if, based off of the time frame from when the first one came out, if they make it in real time and then they make it with the same girl as the main character, she'd be 20 years old now.
Well, that's
Is that a good?
That'll be different.
You think that would work? You think that would work?
I think it'll work. I think the
I had a lot
concept
of
of the
emotions
movie
then.
was a good concept. So I think it's pretty easy to make a plot line out of that.
I can see it. I just I'm hopeful, I guess. But Pixar hasn't exactly been nailing the sequels lately either.
I
know. There was some Marvel news. I don't know if it's anything all that exciting. Is that about it?
Lion King
the
prequel?
Lion King prequel. What do we think of that? Yeah.
See, I like Lion King. I don't know how this is going to be, so we'll see.
I like the director. It's Barry Jenkins. He's pretty good, but and I would like to see where the heck Scar came from, which is supposed to be explored in this. But if it's like live action too, like what happened to cartoons? You know,
they don't want to do it anymore.
just because we can make other things doesn't mean we have to stop making cartoons. They're a lot more approachable to me as a man-child. At my maturity level, I find things that are clearly fake to be more appealing to me.
Like Ariel under the water, you just can't
Well, that
handle
was
that.
too clearly fake.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
Love the lists. Getting a lot of lists lately.
It's a Monday. It's a list
Yeah,
day.
I have a lot of good lists. I got a list here from BuzzFeed where they went through and asked the question, what are some green flags you could get in job interviews? You know, because
good things?
We're already, if you go into a job interview, we're all bashing on business lately. You know, who likes the company, who likes corporations and stuff, the man. But what about green flags? What if you go into an interview, stuff to look for that's a positive, that you're like, oh, this is a good place to work? Do you guys have any that come to mind at first?
Isaiah, do you remember from your interview?
I don't know. I remember walking in. It smelled good. That was a good green flag for me. I was like, this place looks clean. That's a positive.
That is good. If they let you in, like that's a good one.
Let you
That's
inside.
underrated.
They're nice to you. Those kind of things seem pretty important.
I'm going through, I think they have like 25, but a lot of them kind of retread the same territory of one. If they ask about your family, your interests, your hobbies, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because that shows that they see you as more of a person, a fully formed person, not just a worker bee who's supposed to put their head down and do all kinds of work for them, where they actually, understand that you need to have a work-life balance, which other people were saying, if they ask what you do for self-care. Now, if they put it that way, though, like if I came to Radio U and
That's what I'm
Nikki
thinking right
was
away.
like,
What if they ask
what do you do for self-care? I'm going to go,
What's that?
I don't know how to answer that.
What's that even mean? This article, like all of the lists they put, it's like if they sound really woke, then it'll be great for you. If they ask you about your self-care and how much they care about your family and your hobbies and stuff. But you know how it goes in interviews. Like, if you do an interview, the person who's getting interviewed is lying just as much as the interviewer is about how much they actually can do this job.
Everybody's lying together.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we care so much about, like, you outside of work. And I'm like, yes, and I am fully capable to do this job, I swear. And both of you are just lying to each other's faces.
So how do we get around
Well,
that?
don't pull
There
the
is
curtain
none.
back that much.
There is none. There's no way.
So there's no green flags because every green flag is actually a lie?
It's a lie. It's always a lie.
We only
I
got
kind
to
of-
like one question before you
I know.
dropped
It's a
that
lie.
bomb on
I think
us.
it's a lie.
I'm sorry to say, but I think I agree with him.
It's a lie.
Yeah, it is, but how about this one then? This is more of a subtle thing. It still hits on the same notes, but people are saying like, oh, I was in an interview with a person, and so like a higher up, and during the interview, we walked by the janitor. They greeted the janitor by name and say, "Hey, remember to tell your daughter happy birthday from me," or whatever.
So more personal.
Yeah, like they're showing it's something that that isn't part of the interview, but you're picking up on. Hey, they actually care about their employees.
Yes, but you know how it is with workplaces.
Yes.
What you don't realize is they ask the janitor to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah, they set it
Like
all
when
up.
we bring people in, and I'm like, all right, Hudson, at 1 o'clock we're gonna walk by each other, and instead of
Be
yelling at each
nice.
other, I'm gonna be like, hey, Hudson, how's your day going, buddy? You doing good? And then the person who's walking in being interviewed that day is like, this is a great work atmosphere.
They really care about Hudson. Yeah, my mind instantly went to that as soon as you brought that up. Well, okay. I'm going to try to find one that couldn't be just a setup.
And
okay?
I think isn't it kind of weird because I mean BuzzFeed's supposed to be awful to like work for.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how can BuzzFeed have a green flag list when they're all red flags?
Maybe they were looking for advice.
Maybe.
You know, like some things that they need to change about their life. I'm looking through this list. I've gotten through. There's 25 questions. They're missing the number one green flag for me when I go to an interview, and that is, we're going to pay you lots of money.
That's a good one.
That's a green flag.
That's usually not the very first interview, though. You got to get to the second one.
But there's no bigger green flag than that. Well,
green as in money.
and that's the one that they can't fake on you.
Yeah, they can't fake that one.
That's a tough one to go back from. Well, there you
Unless
have
they
it.
fire the janitor that they spoke so nicely to pay you more.
Interview advice from the Riot.
Oh, no. I mean, outside of that, I don't think we have any other advice to help out.
Yeah, basically, don't trust anyone.
Thanks for watching the worst of the Riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more Riot.